the last song that I wrote on an album called Robot Heart, and I needed kind of, the whole album was the story was about a robot wanting to become human and like basically like, you know, like ripping someone's heart out to become human, and it just was just kind of bleak. And I felt at the end I needed something to kind of uplift everybody. So Anthem, I wrote it like at the very last, it was the very last song I ever wrote for the record, and it just, you know, it pieced together really great. I was coming off of doing the Michael Jackson cover where I did everything with my vocal, and I thought it would be really great to do the same thing with, you know, an original song. And the video was a really great concept to show everybody kind of, you know, to explain how looping works, like how you record one thing and the next thing and the next thing. And Paul, my husband, came up with a really great idea to just kind of show you visually how each part is recorded and how it all comes together in one piece. So yeah, it's a really fun video. I definitely
yeah.
No more questions, no more pain. I can give you all the answers. The things like hunger and poverty only exist because we never give. Take a breath and stop.
Yeah, I mean, I've been down every road. I've been down the record label road, and I was stuck for 7 years in, you know, in a project that I was not passionate about, not happy about. You know, I think it depends on what you want, really. My end goal has always been, I have no interest in being Katy Perry famous. I really just want to do this for a living, pay the bills for the rest of my life. That's really the end goal for me. I think if you want to be that kind of status, to be really popular, that kind of entertainer, I think the record label route is the way for you. But I have no interest in that. You know, I really just love keeping it small, keeping it, you know, DIY, and we've done that now. Like, it really is, my husband and I is a two-person team. We don't have any management, we don't have a label, we don't have anybody. I think honestly you have to have your hand in everything. You know, video, whatever kind of content you can put out is the most important thing. If you're going to be an independent artist, you have to have constant content. So whether it's a new album coming out on Bandcamp, whether it's a new video, whether it's a video and an album, you know, coming together to support everything, I think the reason why, you know, we are where we are now is we're constantly putting out new videos, new music, new everything, doing Kickstarter projects. We've done 8 so far to fund, you know, all of these 8 EPs that we've put out, a visual, you know, like a short film. I think you just have to be involved in everything, and you know, it's important to kind of just try everything and have everywhere, you know, places where everyone can find you. I mean, granted, the first time I did it, first project I did failed, like bombed. I tanked it so bad because I thought, you know, here I was like, I'm just gonna start a Kickstarter project and people in the world are just gonna give me money and they don't even know who I am and they don't even know what kind of music I do. And that was really dumb. That was really stupid, but I'm glad that I did it because I felt so terrible after. You know, I was like, I'm never gonna let this happen to me ever again. I'm never gonna fail this bad. So after that, we figured out, okay, no one knows who we are yet. You know, I have to put out content. And after that, then the second Kickstarter project I did was successful. And then after that, it just like slowly, like the audience builds and builds and builds. And, you know, now we've done 8. So it's definitely possible. I think you have to start small and gradually get bigger. Basically, I don't have a band, it's just me, so I have to be the band. So what I do is I take a song and I kind of strip it apart and then put it back together piece by piece. So I am the drummer, I am the bass player, I am the guitar player, the background vocals, everything. I have to be everything. So yeah, that's what live looping is. Basically, I record all these parts live until you hear a whole instrumentation, and then I sing on top of that. TC Helicon, the Voice Live Touch 2, I use that predominantly just for all of my vocal sounds. So, you know, to make the the beatbox sound really crunchy and to use the octifiers so that I sound like a bass. It's a really good harmonizer too, so you could play all of the background vocal parts all in one chord. Yeah, I use that for all the vocal stuff, and it's a really good tool. I used the synthesizer predominantly as a MIDI keyboard, and I use all of the sounds through Ableton Live, which is the software that I use, runs everything for me, really.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that, really. And I use that to just kind of play all the different types of sounds, whether it's strings or whether it's like a guitar grunge sound or whatever. It's like a good, kind of ties everything together.
Yeah.
In every single song I do, I have to build it from the ground up. So you're going to hear it from the first sound to the 30th sound. I do, here and there, I'll do some just guitar and singing, but just to give myself a break. But yeah, you'll hear it from the ground floor up. Live performing is not really something I love to do. I love being up there, and I love meeting people that make my music possible, because everything is crowdfunded, everything is DIY. I wouldn't be here without fans, so I love it, engaging and meeting them that way. But truth is, I get really nervous. It's not something I particularly love to do. I would prefer to be in the studio in a dark place writing and recording. That's my passion, and yeah, you just have to do a little bit of everything, really. Yeah, I think everybody has been in my boat. Like, everyone has, been trolled by someone. Someone has said something terrible to them online. I think, nowadays there's a good and bad to it. The internet is great. It's a great exposure. But on the flip side, you're exposed, which means you're exposed to people saying terrible things. And you definitely have to have a thick skin and have to have a, positive outlook. I decided, since I have a bigger fan base and bigger people out there that contact me through social network and through YouTube and all that, I just have more people that have want to say terrible things. And I think the best way you do that is you learn from it, and what I did was put it into a song and made it funny for me, and I think that's the best way to do it.
You got me like a schoolgirl, quiet like a step for the wife, submissive like a geisha. You ordered yesterday online. How could you be so blind? I can't wait to blow your mind. You think you know me well, but my soul is not for sale. Don't think you own me, 'cause you saw me on a video. Of all the twisted reasons you want inside my world. Don't think you know me, think you own me, 'cause you saw me on a video. On a video. On a video. I hear the drone sing.
I'm human, we're all human, and regardless of how strong you are, there are going to be times where you're just like, why am I doing this for? Or why am I out there for? Why am I putting myself out there for? There's always doubt, it's always going to be there. I don't care how successful you are, it's there. And I think it's only there for people who are wanting, who always strive to be better. You'll always fail, and that's the consequence of putting yourself out there. And I think, writing that song for me was just kind of my way of reminding myself, to be a badass, that, I can be that badass. And, yeah, right now I feel like shit, but, it's not always like that. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and just be like, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. was gonna be easy. I was like, I practiced for an hour, figured out how I was gonna do it, and I was like, I got this. And I got to the street, and it was so hard. I mean, I don't think I didn't realize how difficult it would be walking and doing something and then worrying about looking and bumping into people and then remembering what I was supposed to do, and oh my gosh, this guy is playing congos like over here. Oh my gosh, this chick's walking with a stroller and I'm gonna hit her baby. There's like all this distraction, and we did it. We did it multiple times. We did it 7 times, and the 3rd take was perfect, and it sounded great. Energy was there. I was interacting with people. It was perfect. And then Paul, who does all my videos, my husband, he was like, I didn't record the audio. I'm like, you're kidding, right? You're joking. He's like, no. So I had to do it all over again. And it was really hard to do it. It was definitely difficult. It was live, and my backpack, I'm wearing a backpack carrying a battery that powers everything. It's like, it weighed like almost 50 pounds. I'm carrying this backpack. I'm in like platform boots, walking down the street, and it's like, it's really exhausting. You know, you have to do it live. You have to be pumped up. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely live, and it was super hard. That's why at the end I'm like so happy saying I'm gonna drink some Jameson, because I'm just like so excited that I finally got a take that, you know, we can take home and put online.
I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it. Now I'm gonna go drink me some Jameson.